Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another event video here on Marvel Strike Force, and today we're going to be covering the Zombie Invasion event, which is meant to get started on Monday at 2 p.m. Now, there's a whole host of problems related to this event because of the issues from last week with the hunger and the thirst challenges that broke. We're going to talk about how that might impact things if they do decide to do compensation, which we don't know yet at this point in time. We probably won't know until sometime next week. But if they do send out compensation, that might impact the leaderboard, and we got to talk a little bit about that as well. So lots of stuff here in today's event video, and hopefully by the end of this, we'll know exactly what you need to do to clear most of it. And it is a leaderboard, so if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. So the first thing that I want to do is a very quick recap of where we are in the month-long or 5-week event or whatever. So we're on week 4 of 5 with Zombie Invasion, and with all of the numbers that we have right now as far as points go, we are officially so far passing the 1 million mark. I guess it is 1 million for this month. We're just ahead, and that's with plugging in all of the numbers except for Overwhelming Hunger, which is going to be the week 5 event next week. So things are looking good, I guess. If I had to guess, it would be another 100,000. So we're probably going to be in a surplus of something like 100,000. There's also a Free Claim Friday 4 and 5 missing, so we'll see how much points we get from that. But it looks good. If you've been largely following most of this, you should be in a pretty decent position for the month long. And I don't even think Omega Sentinel, the last bit of Omega Sentinel shards, is not right at the top anyways, if that's what you're looking for. But I do want to talk about this mini event that's kind of starting on Monday, and this is the Haunted Hour Blitz event. It's not that difficult to do. It's largely that you're just claiming daily objectives. It's kind of, I hope it's free, because it's really the only inputs here is blitzing with Moon Knight and Agatha 20 times, for 20,000 points, and then I guess 30,000 points over 10 days, so probably 3,000 per day, which means that you need to clear your daily objectives every day, and you should walk away with a free Agatha WandaVision costume. So pretty happy about that. It should be free, right? And there are some other ones in here if you don't have them. Now, it is flat out the costume, so you're not going to get like refunds and costume credits and things like that. But there is the Vision costume, the Elsa costume, the Vision costume, the Scarlet Witch costume, and the Moon Knight costume if you've missed any of these. So that is nice of them to do that, and I do appreciate that. I also want to talk about the Night Raid event. You may have noticed this weekend that they added 2 extra days onto the Night Raid because of the screw up with the points. Hopefully they fixed the points. I have also heard that for this version of the Night Raid Alliance event is going to have bonus points on both Tech and Mystic, I think, which is why they pushed back the milestone again. You might notice down here, milestone 20 is 1.35 million instead of 1.3 million. So they're raising the bar by 50,000, and some of the other milestones are slightly adjusted. It's the exact same rewards, however, across the board. And Man-Thing's bonus points have also been bumped up to 52.5 from half of that, I think, before. I don't like that they keep raising the bar on it, but there's nothing we can do about it, right? We play their game, we do what they tell us to do, and realistically, there's not much we can really do about it. So, unfortunately, that's a thing there. Let's get jumping into the actual event stuff for today for Zombie Invasion. So, it is a 7-day event that involves showcase energy as usual, as it has for pretty much every other week. Alliance donations, again, from the candy perspective to get candy and spending the candy for Sugar Rush. Raids with Night Stalkers, and then the Vampire and Zombie challenges. We'll talk about that as well. And then Power Cores. The Power Core it's not really worth that much, so I wouldn't be too concerned. There is a total of 300,000 milestone points, including Whale Stones, and the event item is at 79,000, which is milestone 14. They've pretty much given out 500 points on the free claim like for a long time now, so I just put that in there now. I think that's probably what it's going to be, unless for some reason we get a lot more. Total web milestone points is also 33,500, and there's a Venom costume in there if you finish it by spending 400,000 candy. Now, I do want to pivot really quickly to the event chart here because I want to take a look at what's in there as far as additional rewards beyond the currency. There's some dark promo credits in here. What I'm really hoping, I don't think we're going to get, unfortunately, this time around. There's 10 million gold here at milestone 17. And unless you have the new characters at higher yellow stars, I don't think you're going to get there. I think this is a bit of a weird one because it's not gear tier like the other ones were gear tier points. I think this one is largely going to cap out probably around milestone 16. There is, however, a decent amount of purple ISO stuff in here that you can get earlier on. There's like 70,000 ions here. There's a couple of orbs here and more purple ISO. And I think this is all available because the event item is here at 14. So for sure, you're going to get anything from milestone 1 through to 14 if you follow these tips here. And also there is, of course, a leaderboard that gives you diamonds for Man-Thing that the majority of us are not going to get. However, there's also more purple ISO stuff to go towards Odin if you still need that within the top 10,000. Now, I finished Odin, and while I do still want more purple stuff, it's not really that big of a deal for me. So I'm not going to be going crazy on spending power chords during this event for it. But if you do want to push for this, that's basically the only free-to-play way that you'll be able to do it. And what I mean by spend power chords, I don't mean blow it on like the exchange ratio for power chords for this event is abysmal. I really wouldn't go to your way to do that, but basically for the showcase energy, which we'll talk about. So the showcase energy is worth 5 to 1 on this event. It's not as good as before. We've gone from 10 to 1 to 6 to 1 to 5 to 1, and that's where we're at right now. And so if you do 200 cores daily, you're going to be getting about 3,400 points a day, or about 24,000 points over 7 days. That is worth 1,400 cores for those 7 days. You'll also get additional 1,400 points. I mean, I guess I'll add that in at the very bottom. Forgot to kind of do that. It's very negligible because you're only getting 1 point per power core. It's very low. So if you were hoarding your cores in the hopes of coring for a character, you could still do that, but you're just not getting a lot of value out of it. So it's up to you whether or not that's something you want to do for this event or not. Now, if you raid with Night Stalkers, you only have to do this 4 times, 4 attacks in a week. You could literally just go into Spotlight raid, do it on the first mission, go in there, not cancel. Do the lose battle button with like Agatha and Moon Knight, do this twice, and you're done. And that's 18,000 points. And that's pretty easy to do. Even if you don't have them built, it is something that you should be able to do because not everyone's going to have actually Blade or anyone else unlocked at this point. So you're going to have to probably do that with at least with Agatha and Moon Knight. Now you do get a lot of bonus points for 5, 6, 7 yellow for all the 3 characters, which is in orange because I'm not expecting free-to-play people to have it. I'm just listing it here on the table. So 4,500 points, 9,000 for 6, and 13,500 for 7 for every single character. So that's going to help you climb the leaderboard, of course, if you bought into these characters, because it's not even having them at 3 or 4, it's having them at 5. So it's quite a high bar here. Now we need to talk about the zombie orb fragments, because we're going to get points for this. The thirst and the hunger. It is my understanding that both of these challenges are going to be running every single day throughout this event, at least for 7 days, maybe more, but for the purposes of this event and the leaderboard, it's going to be for 7 days every day. And there are 5 levels. If you did, I am assuming most people caught my video about the bugs and the bugged event and all the stuff that I managed to get out of that. I did get to level 3 on the thirst event, and we're going to be, for the purposes of this event, going to be calculating your zombie orbs based on that 3rd level, which is 750 zombie orb fragments per hit. And you get 3 challenge tokens per day. So some people are going to have to climb from 1 to 2 to 3 in one day. But for the purposes of this, I am going to be calculating 7 days of 3. So it'll be maybe a little bit off for you potentially. But it's going to be, I think it's the same for both vampires and zombies. I'm assuming it's the same payout if you manage to get to 3. So that'll be 2,250 fragments per day at level 3. And then over 7 days would be just shy of 16,000 times 2. Now, I know this actually might not be fair because I know that not everyone has Undying leveled up. And I did want to do a version without Undying points, which I will have down below. Essentially, to do level 3 for the Undying, you're probably looking at having your 3 Undying characters at G16, 17, that kind of thing on manual play. Because even when I was autoing with 4 characters on the vampire version of the Thirst event, I came close a couple of times to dying on auto, and my characters were kind of quote-unquote maxed out. So if you manual play these at 16, 17, I think you could do it, but I know a lot of players do not have the Undying team built, and I don't blame you. And I do want to go back into my kind of payout. This is my other video here. I want to share with you guys some of the rewards that I managed to get when I did clear at level 3, and I autoed this a bunch of times, right? And you can see this, that I had up to 30 tokens. The reason why I'm bringing this up, you were getting Inception here with the frames, but because of the amount of rewards. So I did this 10 times and I got 7,500 zombie orb fragments. And then I think I did it 24 times on this based on my payout. And I did some on the previous levels before. So the amount of zombie orb fragments that I managed to get was somewhere in the realm of close to 20,000, I think, something like that, which is quite a lot. And it has implications for whether or not they decide to do the any compensation at all during the week, because I got this before the event started on Monday, and some other people did as well. And while yes, I got to take advantage of some of this stuff early, if they send out compensation during the week and these zombie orb fragments count towards the leaderboard, then it's a really broken leaderboard that some people will get points for it and some people won't. And I guess some people in the comments might say, well, Boilon, you got to take advantage of it early. And sure, okay, fine. I did, definitely. And everyone deserves compensation. But I don't think it should affect the leaderboard in this way with the compensation and other people getting ahead than others, in my opinion. Anyways, and so we'll have to see how they work that out because I don't know what's going on, so it's not included in this math. Now, this is clearable as well without doing the hunger. You'll be able to do level 1, and level 1 also has some zombie orb fragments, and you can just use NPCs for that. I actually forget how many orb fragments are on level 1. So I only have this version at level 3, and then I have it without. So we'll take a look at that down below. But anyways, the total reasonable points, if you don't have any Undying, is 95,000. And this is just shy of milestone 15, which is not bad. So milestone 15 for the charts is over here, which is has actually it's not even that great. There's 200 red focus cats and then 200 crimson secret intel. I think that's skill gear, so it's not even that big of a deal if you miss. Oh, so no, this is it. Yeah, this is it. It's not even that big of a deal if you miss that. So yeah, if you don't have Undying, I wouldn't even worry about it. Just do like the base level, and that's fine. Now you're not going to get as much candy and other rewards if you don't build your Undying, but I think it's totally reasonable to not build your Undying if you're an early and mid game player. It's just there's not enough resources to do that. If you do, however, able to clear level 3 on both the Thirst and the Hunger, then you will get about 110,000 points, and that's milestone 15, almost milestone 16, which is 120,000 points. Now, that's going to be really hard to get. Unfortunately, there's some good stuff on there, purple ISO stuff on there. The only way to bridge the gap, I think, would be to spending more power cores, like burning power cores, possibly with your orbs, or spending more power cores on your showcase energy. Because to get that, you would need to because we're only getting 5 points, you need to spend 2,000 more showcase energy, which would mean 200 more refreshes. And that's probably going to be within the 200, within the 100 core refresh sections, and you're looking at a fair bit more, right? At least 2,000 cores more to do this. So whether or not you feel that's worth it for the purple ISO, if you're really trying to push for that, that's going to be totally up to you if you want to push those additional milestones. Other than that, like I said, I wouldn't be too concerned about the hunger challenge, but I would try and try to do the thirst one if you can, which is the vampire related one, because then you can use your Agatha, you can use your Moon Knight, or any of your other Night Stalker characters that you have at your disposal. And so my final notes for this event is that there's a lot of the points will be based on your ability to clear both the thirst and the hunger challenges. The zombie orb fragments, you actually do get more at level 4 and 5. I didn't include that because I feel that we're starting to get into territory where you need to start buying the characters in order to clear them. It's very hard, and so most people are probably not going to get there. The major difference is a little bit more of the zombie orb fragments and red gear. There's a lot of these up for grabs, so it will be important to clear these. I think milestone 16 is likely out of reach for quote-unquote free-to-play, as the gap is a bit of a challenge to get to, but some people might get there. I just don't think you're getting much more than that, though, with this event. And I think that's everything. I think we covered everything. Again, Venom costume there on the web milestone for spending candy. Make sure you do that. Otherwise, that is the zombie invasion event. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And, of course, this chart will be available on... Actually, you know what? I'll probably just post it not too long after this video goes out later on, because the free claim is probably going to be 500 for free claim like it has been lately, so there's nothing really to sit on. So that's it for now, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and until next time, stay safe and healthy. I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.